All right, so there's the finished product. So much better, guys. It's been 45 minutes, and initially I thought I was scared because when I started using this eraser wheel, look at this mess we got here. But initially I thought I was damaging the clear coat, and I was a little scared, but I did a little test here. So what I did find is this is some of that residue that's going to be left from that eraser wheel where you have a lot of the glue that's still kind of, I guess, blended into the wheel, even though I was wiping it. And what I found is that trying to buff this out, it doesn't do any justice. It just kind of smears it more, and you end up wasting more of your eraser wheel. But I still got quite a bit left, so it should help me do this last side. But I'm definitely gonna put the heat gun like I mentioned and take the majority of this off and leave it as I had when I started here. So you do have to be very careful, right? You don't want to overdo it because then you're going to bubble up the clear coat from your paint job. But it's kind of, the way to tell is that you kind of start seeing it get a little glossy, the way it's getting glossy. And then that's kind of your sign to kind of stop. And so yeah, it's definitely risky. You got to find it right. But, right, so it's going to take a lot of patience, and you just got to not overdo it. But look how easily, you see, kind of turns into glue. How easily that comes off. So that's what we're gonna do with the rest of it, and I'll show you guys once we start using some of the Goo Gone how it turns out. All right, so it's been 2 hours, guys, and I kind of figured it was gonna be time consuming, but not that much. But I was putting it been putting all the little stuff I've been cleaning off of it into a shoebox. I went ahead and got all this corner, all this right here. I just got half of it done. All right, so the trick is definitely to take this slower and then wipe off the excess. Doesn't take a lot of speed, but you can see right there we're cleaning that up. See how we cleaned this area already here. And then wipe this off so it doesn't remelt into this. Initially I thought I was damaging the paint because of all this right here, but once I use Goo Gone on this area, that's starting to clean up. So I just got to take it slow, wipe the excess stuff off, and definitely on this side I'm gonna have to get the heat gun, take off as much as is possible so I can leave very little residue, and so I don't go through my whole wheel. But I think this should definitely be enough, so stay tuned for the rest here. But let me show you guys right here. Let's spray this with the Goo Gone so that you can see that in reality this stuff right here is not it's not damaged. The clear coat is not damaged. So initially that was my fear, but if we let this stuff sit, the longer you let it sit, the more it comes off. But see how that's just, I mean, I was at it for 45 minutes. Look at that. 45 minutes with the eraser wheel, and just this slight residue that's left can easily be cleaned up with the Goo Gone, and then we can just worry about buffing it. So I'm not gonna bore you guys too much with this. I'll just show you guys the end results, but just wanted to show you how it is cleaning up. So there's where it's coming off on the, so yeah, much better. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, just doing this alone, this corner and both corners, it was like almost 4 hours. All right, guys, so started this at 6, it's 9 o'clock, so I've been at it at 3 hours, and it's a nightmare, guys. So recently, this is what we want right here. What I ended up figuring out is just, instead of using the Goo Gone, just using a rag and just working this down by the corners slowly, and that's how we're slowly getting this. And this slight glaze this is where the Goo Gone is gonna actually kick in and clean off. So this definitely, it's not enough for the Goo Gone, so definitely a lot of work. And I still got that other half that I haven't done. I've done this, I'm working on this, and I already did the other side on this corner. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to finish this hood today, but I guess it'll be worth it once we're done. Right now, 45 minutes, was able to do all this section right here. and then it's easy gonna wipe off with the glue gun. So highly recommend you get an eraser wheel for just the price of 10 bucks, and it'll save you plenty of time. Even the fog lights, guys, I thought they were gonna be cracked behind, but they cleaned up well compared to that right there. That's all cracked up. It was just the vinyl. Good. So just got this left on this side. I already had done the corners, the bumper set, and those headlights, man. Those headlights, that glue was on there good. I think I'm gonna start off with that and let that glue gun sit on there for a while I work on this slowly. So it would have been nice if it would have came off kind of the way these headlight ones are coming off. You see this? That was pretty much the situation for the whole front end that was here. We were able to take it off as easy as this. So the hard part mainly, I'll try heating this up a little bit to see if I can get some of this glue that won't stick to the headlight. But yeah, would have liked for the hood to be the same way. That and the fenders was the hardest part. That's why we had to get that rubber wheel, and we're gonna try this right here. This one's probably gonna, you can see a lot of stress cracks. I'm not sure if that's because of the fog light or because they would run the lights and that put heat to this. So we'll find out in a second. Nice and clean. All right, so this is what we look like with the headlights removed. And here with the glue gun. Let's see. Let's let that sit for a few minutes. But see how well that cleans up. Let's do a little test here. Yeah, definitely gonna. Oh, it's working. We know it's gonna work, but let's let it sit for a while. All right, so here's how the fog lights are coming out. They're coming out like new. Basically had to do the same strategy as a hood, where I had to heat it up and remove it with the credit card as much as glue as I could. And I also put the, as you can see all this rubber here, I had to use the wheel to get the majority off. So now that I have the majority, the rest I'm gonna work it by hand with the glue gun and all these edges. Here's the headlight, and the same deal, guys. I had to put the rubber wheel to it. So it's been a savior, definitely worth the 10 bucks. And in the glue gun with some of the water and a wet rag to clean it off. So stay tuned for the rest. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the video. Got my son washing the car up, but look at that. Headlights look almost new. Fog lights, and came out really good. Looks good now, guys. There's only one little mess up I did right here, so we don't hide our mess ups, guys. All right, guys, here's the finished product. Blends nicely with the paint. No more cracked clear bra. Headlights and fog lights, everything looking good. If you're new to the channel, this is a 2006 Mustang supercharged by 100 horsepower. And previous owner redid the clear coat, but that's it. Original paint, no dings or dents or scratches. It's in great shape. GT500 spoiler and rear bumper. But check out the other video if you're new to the channel on the mods. But it is in excellent condition. But we just go ahead. I'm glad the owner did put that clear ball. I almost regretted starting that job, but I'm glad it's done now. So stay tuned for more videos.